And in the studio with us, Gayle Trotter, Republican strategist, journalist, attorney. Her website, Gayle, Gayle, Trotter.com. And you can tweet her at Gayle Trotter. Gayle, welcome back.
Great to be with you, Tom.
Nice to have you. So you wrote a piece for The Hill. The title, thehill.com, the title is FBI Probe into New Clinton-Related Emails is Trump's Winning Ticket. Explain this.
Yes, so they reached out to me last Friday when the information came out that James Comey alerted Congress that they had this new information. They were going to take all investigatory steps that they thought were necessary. So I stayed up Friday night working on this piece, which was published Saturday morning. And as I reflected on what had gone prior to this in the election, you know, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have been kind of neck and neck in this horse race all the time. One goes ahead, one falls behind, one goes ahead, one falls behind. And so I wrote this piece for The Hill and took the position that I think this revelation will be Trump's winning ticket.
Well, that's what Rudy Giuliani said 2 days before the revelation was made when he was on Fox News. And he said in 2 days, big news is going to happen.
Right.
Apparently because there's a little cell inside the New York FBI that hates Hillary and they're buddies with Rudy. And he knew that this was coming. And whether they pushed Comey or whether Comey jumped is a question that I don't know the answer to. But the fact that there's...
Only Comey knows.
Yeah, but the fact that there's a group within the FBI that might have pushed him or for whom he might have jumped troubles me. Doesn't it trouble you?
Oh, all corruption in government troubles me. That's why when I've been on your show before and we've talked about this, I've hammered that home. And I think that I respect your opinions. We disagree on probably on any given policy issue. You and I would fall on opposite sides of the spectrum. But I would think that Hillary Clinton's corruption should trouble you, so regardless of the policy.
The corruption, the Hillary Clinton corruption that you're talking about is what?
Oh, I mean, what? The pay for play, the foreign governments that she accepted funds at the Clinton Foundation for, changed policy on.
She didn't do that.
Russian uranium. She did. There's documentary evidence of the people who had meetings arranged as she was Secretary of State who had given donations to the Clinton Foundation. So there is strong evidence of that.
There's correlation. There's not causation. There's no demonstration of causation. If there was, she would be prosecuted for it.
No, I disagree. And that's why, you know, it's so funny because a lot of people are saying Republicans are such hypocrites because they were so upset at James Comey this summer when he outlined why Hillary Clinton violated the law, but said no reasonable prosecutor would prosecute her. But Republicans now are not praising James Comey. They see that he's just trying to cover himself.
So let me get this straight. You're concerned about Hillary Clinton having a private server, right?
The secret server, the illicit secret server,
yes. That's the essence of your article. So you're concerned about Hillary Clinton having a private server. But you're not concerned about Jason Chaffetz using a private server right now. You're not concerned about George W. Bush using a private server and 22 million emails going missing from it when Congress subpoenaed Karl Rove to come in and talk about it, and Karl Rove went to Yalta instead in defiance of Congress.
Well, if you want to talk about in defiance of Congress, I could go through a litany of subpoenas, requests for records of the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State of stiff-arming the Congress. If you think of the interrogation of Lois Lerner before the... No. If you want to bring up... if you want to bring up Karl Rove and George Bush, look at Obama and Hillary. More recent history.
Republicans like you are going around going, oh, my God, where's the fainting couch? It's terrible stuff here.
Just the opposite. You know, I said just the opposite. We see that James Comey... So
you are calling for the prosecution of George W. Bush?
No, we're talking about Hillary Clinton. And if you care about corruption...
Okay, so you've got the Clinton Foundation. Are you concerned about Donald Trump's foundation bribing Pam Bondi and paying a fine for that? He committed a crime with his foundation.
We're talking about Hillary Clinton.
No, we're talking about corruption.
Right.
And you're saying that
Hillary
the corruption
Clinton...
you're saying that... No, hey, let me finish a damn sentence here. You're saying that and I'll let you finish. You're saying that the corruption that you're upset about is that she had the private server and that she...
Well, why?
And that she's got a private foundation and there were shenanigans in both cases.
Do you deny that?
I don't.
Okay.
And I'm saying that in both cases, the same thing is happening with Donald Trump, and it happened even worse with the George W. Bush administration, and Republicans didn't care. And therefore, I don't think you really care. I think that this is a partisan opportunity, pure and simple.
But if that's true, what you're saying, then the defense you're giving for Hillary Clinton is one that is illogical. It's the I cheat on my taxes because everybody else cheats on their taxes. So I feel like you're telling me and supporters of Donald Trump's policies that you feel like Americans should support Hillary Clinton because the precedent has already been set by George Bush, by Karl Rove, by Jason Chaffetz, the people that you're naming, that this is the way our government operates.
You're taking what I just said and turning it upside down. What I'm saying is that, yes, I am concerned about those things. I think it's unseemly, some of the stuff that happened with the Clinton Foundation.
Criminal?
I don't believe it's criminal, but I think it's unseemly. And Hillary Clinton, it would be the first to tell you that she shouldn't have had a private server. She shouldn't have done what Colin Powell did. She shouldn't have done what George W. Bush did.
Colin Powell used a private company.
What Dick Cheney did. She shouldn't have done. Dick Cheney and George W. Bush used a private server that they owned, that Karl Rove was responsible for. In fact, not only did they use it for their email, it was also used by Ken Blackwell to count the vote in Ohio in the 2004 election. I mean, there's some major stuff there. But my point is not, hey, they did it, therefore it's okay that she did it. My point is that Republicans are all hysterical when a Democrat does it. They're not at all hysterical when a Republican does it. That's my point.
I see.
If you want to be
putting
outraged
a fine distinction.
I'm outraged about it on both sides. So why don't you?
Why don't I be outraged about that?
Yeah,
because we are going towards Tuesday, and I think this just underscores my general political philosophy that our federal government has too much power. So if you're outraged about that on the Republican side and on the Democratic side, then you should subscribe to my political philosophy that says, yes, we have corruption. Absolute power corrupts. So the more power that we give the federal government, the more opportunities that we will have for this type of abuse, where the people who are at the very top, you don't admire Karl Rove or George Bush.
So if the government has too much power, let's stop all these. Let's not have 9 investigations into Benghazi. Is that what you're saying? It's a waste of money.
No, when you're talking about
investigating Hillary Clinton continuously,
if you're talking about $9 million, right? And what happened to Ken Starr? I referenced that in my piece. That Ken Starr, because he tangled with the Clintons, he had severe repercussions in his personal and professional life because the laws don't apply to the most powerful in our society. I know you agree with that because I hear you talking about banksters a lot. And I would think that as a man of the people, you would want to fight that, regardless, Democratic or Republican.
This isn't
we have an overlap about this.
My point is that Republicans are going all this, oh my God, Comey has said he's got more emails. I don't care about the damn emails.
I don't understand that. I think you are a principled person. So why?
I've read these WikiLeaks emails.
Right.
And if somebody was into my emails, if somebody was into your personal emails, I'm guessing that they would find things that they could use.
There's embarrassing stuff. We're not talking about embarrassing stuff. We're talking about selling the United States to enrich the piggy bank of the Clinton family.
That's your allegation.
There is evidence. There is strong evidence of that.
Well, if there is presented in a court of law, use that government power. Use that big government power that you so hate to prosecute.
I don't hate government power for the core functions of government. I was arguing with a Bernie Sanders supporter on, actually, he's a Jill Stein. He was Bernie Sanders. He switched to Jill Stein. I was debating him on Friday, and I said, a liberal never sees a government program as too big or too costly. And he said, no, I disagree. The military, that's too big and too costly.
Okay, Gayle Trotter, Republican strategist. Hang on just a second.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
GayleTrotter.com, and you can tweet her at Gayle Trotter, Gayle Trotter. Thank you, Gayle.
Great to be with you, Thom.
Good talking with you. We'll be back.